A family farm in Michigan finds itself at the center of a battle over religious freedom. Country Mill Farms was banned from a local farmer's market following its refusal to host same-sex weddings. Now the farmer is fighting back in court. Trace Gallagher is live in our West Coast newsroom with all the details. Trace?
Hi, Sandra. Steve Tennis and his family own Country Mill Farms. They've been selling apples, blueberries, and sweet corn at the East Lansing Farmers Market for 7 years. They also host weddings on their property. Last August, Mr. Tennis got a Facebook inquiry asking if he'd consider hosting a same-sex marriage. And he replied that because of his strong religious beliefs, he would refer them to neighboring farms. When East Lansing city officials found out about the post, they recommended that Tennis not attend that weekend's farmers market because there might be protests. Tennis showed up anyway, sold produce, and there were no protesters. But when Country Mill Farm applied for a 2017 permit to sell at the market, the city had amended its civil rights ordinance. And based on that, Country Mill's 2017 permit was denied. So the Tennis family decided to fight back. Listen.
It's about our freedom. We have children and we'll have grandchildren. We want them to have the same freedom to be able to not only grow and sell their produce to people of all backgrounds and beliefs, but to do it in accordance with their faith.
The conservative group Alliance Defending Freedom has now filed a federal lawsuit on behalf of Country Mill Farms, alleging their rights were violated. The Tennis family also points out they serve and employ members of the LGBT community, and the farm where they host weddings is 22 miles outside of East Lansing. The city says the location is irrelevant. Watch.
If the same thing were held where they were excluding people because of their race or their religion from purchasing products at their facility in another city and then wanted to sell at our farmers market and say, but we're not discriminating here, that to us isn't acceptable.
The lawsuit against the city says the changes to the farmers market policies were targeted specifically at Steve Tennis and his family. Sandra.
All right, Trace, thank you. Joining me now is Steve Tennis. He is the owner of Country Mill Farms. Kristen Wagner is the attorney representing the Tennis family from the Alliance Defending Freedom. All right, so Steve, can you start out by just telling us what happened first? Why was your family banned, your farm, I should say, banned from selling at this farmer's market?
Well, as he said, it started in August 2016 when we responded to that inquiry about our beliefs, and we stated honestly the Catholic teaching on marriage between a man and a woman.
By the way, that inquiry, Steve, it was just a basic inquiry by anyone, by somebody you didn't know on your Facebook page?
It was by someone that we didn't know. It was in response to an event that happened 2 years prior, now almost 3 years ago, where a couple had asked us if we would perform in our backyard at our home and participate in their same-sex ceremony. And at that time, we referred them to a neighboring orchard. And we left that conversation civilly. And again, that started the person who asked the question on Facebook. We responded on Facebook, and that's when immediately the City of East Lansing officials pressured us not to come back to the farmers market that very weekend. And ultimately, they developed this new policy specifically to bar our farm.
So, Kristen, you're representing this family farm. What is the case that they have?
Well, it's a violation of their constitutional rights for the city government to force them to give up their ability to make a livelihood and give up their religious beliefs if they don't agree with what the city says. And what's important here is that they serve everyone. It's the City of East Lansing here that is engaging in the discrimination and telling them that they can't serve everyone at that farmer's market.
Steve, can you tell me what's at stake here? Obviously, you say you're fighting for your family's religious freedoms. What is at stake economically for you as well? Because you have since stopped performing weddings in general on your property.
Well, actually, in December of last year, when we realized the City of East Lansing wasn't satisfied that we had temporarily stopped booking future weddings, we are continuing to practice our faith, and we are hosting wedding ceremonies in our backyard at our home orchard. And that's based off our faith, and it's our faith that has inspired my wife and I to lovingly serve all the people at our farm and the farmers market, whether they're employees, or customers, we treat everyone with respect, including those of the LGBT community. That is specifically why the City of East Lansing posted last year on their Facebook account, and I quote, "We love the Country Mill." We've served everyone. We've always been open to that. Our faith teaches.
Are you getting strong support from the community, Steve?
We actually are getting overwhelmingly strong support right now. We realize tolerance needs to be a two-way street, and that's why we've always served people of all backgrounds and all beliefs. One of the reasons my wife and I both volunteered to go serve our country in the military was because freedom of religion, freedom of speech is dear to our hearts. Whether you're a Jew, a Muslim, or a Christian, as a farmer, you should be able to sell your produce to the people in need.
Kristen, if you could just give us a quick, where does this go?
Well, it will go through the court system, and we believe that they'll be vindicated, because truly the right to believe is meaningless if it doesn't come with the right to act, to live out those beliefs. And that's what's at stake here, is whether government can go outside its own city borders, enforce an extreme view on other people, and threaten them with punishment and giving up their right to participate in community life. And the Supreme Court has said no, that's unconstitutional.
Steve, do you have a little one there with you? I keep seeing you look down and smile at somebody. Somebody with you there?
Actually, I have 5 little ones, and that's what makes me think about this bullying. I talk to our kids all the time about being bullied, and our family's being bullied right now. We're standing up, not just for us, but for everyone.
Well, thank you for coming on and telling your story, Steve, and Kristen, thank you to you as well for being here.
Thank you.
All right.